everybody, and welcome to my video today. My camera will stop shaking in just a moment. So last week you saw me wrap up February and get that all finished, and so now what I want to do is pretty much wrap up March. I was looking through here. I don't have a lot to finish up, but I do want to get it finished up. So I am using, for the month of March, I am using an old Stampin' Up kit. And I have some cards, but I don't have a lot of embellishments. So I pulled this out. This is the last quarterly kit from Allie Edwards. It's the fun kit, the fun quarterly kit. And I'm going to use a couple of those pieces. Now this was the girls' state testing schedule, and it hung up on our refrigerator during the week of testing, so everybody knew what was happening. And I think I'm gonna slide that into the back here. That's my calendar page. And then over here for April, I have a few things that I want to slide into the back of here so I remember to use them. And then I just have my 10. This, I think, came in February. Let me stick that there. I also have some of the stickers from that kit. And then I have a couple stamp sets in here. These are two that I recently got. And then I have some letter ones in here. So let's see how we can wrap this up and what I want to do. So what I basically have in here is I have my two design A's. So here and here. And then I have this right here, which is a page protector I cut down and I used my fuse tool. And this is an 8.5, 8 by 11, I think is what this is. And it's violet with a rainbow right over our house. There's some photos in here of Kayla and I. I will probably do something here. I have some in the yard photos. I have my calendar. I have my, this is what I've been dedicating. I don't know if I'll do this all year. I wanted to do it sort of here at the beginning of the year where there's a lot of just different news things happening and I want to note those. I put a sticky note on here that says like making history. Like I heard somebody saying, I don't know if it was on a show or if we were talking about it. I don't remember where I heard it, but maybe it was even a meme that was like the amount of historical things we're living through these days is crazy. Like the last, 5-6 years, the amount of historical things that have happened. And I thought that was like a very interesting thought of like, it doesn't even matter what side of the aisle you're on for any given topic these days. There's a good chance that it's going to end up being something that's very historical that we look back on. And so I kind of liked that thought. Okay, next I have, this is week 13 and I did, in the middle of March, I did where I documented by the week, meaning I took a single photo every single day, and then I added it to this page protector, so we'll need to do this. I have this page protector here where I have Oh, I think I was going to use this card there, so I have that tucked in. Then I have a 6x8. And then sort of the rest of my random photos. So what I do not have is more Avery index tabs. I need to order those and get those. So I don't have those. But what I need to do is probably add some of my embellishments. I want to add like March up here. There's not a lot that's saying like March because my calendar, usually this calendar is more up front. And so it's like you open it and it's like, you know, February is that it's like clear that that's February. With this one, my calendar is more hidden, and so I think that I want to put March up here. I also might add this polka dot strip here and then add March. This is little though. This one that says March is really little. I might want something a little bigger. I also might use these. These might be, because they're the days of the week, so that might be good to use on the week that I did a like weekly project live. So anyways, that's what I'm doing. I'm gonna get into here and see if there's any of these die cuts that I could use in March. Some of the colors look like it might work really well. My kind of fun. Okay, so let's just, I'm gonna I'm gonna speed you up and we're just gonna look through this and see what we can do. All right, let's dive into what I'm doing. The first thing I want to mention is the die cut pieces that I have there on my desk right now. Those are from Ali Edwards' quarterly scrapbook kit, the very first one, which the theme was fun. She recently this year stopped doing her themed kits, her story themed kits that she had done for like 10 years. And she transitioned to doing quarterly scrapbooking kits. And then this year they are based on different themes. So the first one was based on fun. And then the second one that I actually just got this week, the week that I'm recording this, is the Q&A theme. And I wanted to try this out. You know that I love Ali Edwards. I tend to lean towards the way that she documents. Now, a lot of her items are like a lot of the things that she does, I feel like are more mixed media. They lean more towards the mixed media. And I am not a mixed media kind of person. I can't paint. I can't doodle. I can't, like, there's nothing about me that is creative in that way, like creative from scratch. My creativity comes from seeing what other people are doing and either tweaking it to make it work for me or using it as a jumping off point. So that's why I've never had the desire to design products, because I'm not creative that way. I like to take things that are already there and tweak them and make them my own. So I wanted to try out her quarterly kits just to see what they were going to be and what direction she was leaning. Now, this fun kit here, it is not my favorite. I am going to be able to use several of the pieces here in March, which works out really nice. But in general, the colors of this kit are not really my jam. When I got the kit, I wasn't overly excited about it. I wasn't like, let me just rip into this kit and start creating. I knew that the pieces would work for me eventually. That's kind of how my Ali Edwards product works, is that I do know that eventually I'll be able to use a lot of it. It worked out great to use it in March. I would love to be able to contribute to Ali's one of her classes or her blog, or I would just love to work with Ali Edwards. I have over the last several you know, months, this last year, where I've left Stampin' Up and I'm not doing that anymore and I'm just doing my own thing here online, I have more and more not wanted to really commit to working with different companies. I really had high hopes of working with Photoplay, which is my favorite pattern paper company, and that just never worked out. We never could connect and make that happen. And then I've watched friends do design teams and be a part of companies, and they don't like what's getting sent to them, and they're just putting out videos because they have to. And I've seen the headache that it is, and it's really made me pause and like really think about the way that I create and the way that I want to create and the way that I want to interact with companies. And I can say with 100% certainty that the only company or person I would really truly enjoy working with would be Ali Edwards, and it is a deep dream goal of mine to be able to do that, simply because all of her stuff really, really works for me. Even if I don't totally love everything, I find that her product really leans towards the way I like to document. One thing that I really love that she is doing right now is what I am calling right now documenting. And it's not really weekly, it's not really monthly, but it is this idea that you're documenting what is happening right now. I love watching her videos and seeing what she's doing and how she incorporates these moments of documenting where she'll do a whole page of like asking questions and answering questions, like a Q&A, or she'll do a like where she'll document just this moment of a hike she was on or something, and like thoughts that she has. And I just really think it's a really cool approach, and I really love the idea of incorporating sort of all of those three things, like maybe sometimes doing a weekly setup like I did in the month of, I think I did that in the month of March, or doing a like overview of my month when things are busy, or pulling out little moments to do more creative things with. Recently, Kayla got her driver's license. She passed her test, and there's been some really big moments or stories happening with that, and it would be really cool to pull that out and do like a layout like I did with Violet and the rainbow, that kind of thing. So I don't know, it has really got me thinking, and I really do love her approach and her thought process with memory keeping, and so it's just something that I'm really drawn to right now. So I didn't love the first kit, this fun one. I think it's fine. I'll definitely use the pieces. The second quarterly kit came out. I just got it this week, and it is Q&A, and I pretty much love everything about that kit and have some really great ideas, and I am excited about diving into that. So you'll see that in the coming weeks. And of course, I always recommend her products. I also recommend her classes. She goes above and beyond with the projects that she shares and the information that she shares, and I think it's really easy to feel very inspired when you watch what she's doing. So that is my little plug for Ali Edwards here in Project Life Weekly. So all I did is I found this, I got my March container out that has all of my March items. I found this card that just happened to match the colors really well. I added a bit on the bottom with one of my other cards from this kit, and then I just did the 1, 2, 3, and I just jotted down a few notes. Now that was me doing handwriting journaling. You can see right next to that is journaling that I typed up. I am now doing my journaling like that with these black and white cards, and doing journaling more as it happens, and then popping it in my album. So I really enjoy both. I think there's room for both to do that. And then that, I will say that that photo of Violet with the rainbow, and then there will be a layout on the back of that. I used my fuse tool to cut the page protector down and make a custom size. I did not press hard enough with my fuse tool, and because of that, it has pulled apart. Now, I've seen some reviews saying that the fuse tool is not great, that it doesn't hold up great. I don't know, because I've not used it all that much. I was feeling like maybe I just didn't press hard enough to seal it. It melts the plastic and seals it, and I was feeling like maybe I didn't seal it properly. I don't know. I'll have to keep you posted on that, and I will use it a couple more times before I decide if it's worth it or not. I trimmed down that March card just so I could have March stories, and then I put that on my title card here, and then also in this for this month, I'm using ribbon. Now, well, not all, but a ton of my product that I have on hand is Stampin' Up. So, like, all of my ribbon is Stampin' Up ribbon, which means if I'm using cardstock or pattern paper or, like, this kit from Stampin' Up, chances are I'm going to be able to match my cardstock and my ribbon and my embellishments really well, because I have so much of that product on hand. So I just used the ribbon. I used my ATG gun to just put down a strip of adhesive, and then I attached my ribbon right to that. The other thing that I've done with ribbon in the past is I've put a piece of regular Scotch tape on the edges, so when the card slides into the page protector, the tape is over the ribbon and it doesn't pull on it or snag it. That works too, just as well. So again, just putting a few of the die cuts in random places here. There's this one that I put right over the rainbow. Now on the back side of this is going to be a traditional layout with those photos. See, my page protector right there is coming up a little bit. So I'll have to figure something out to do with that. The layout here on the back, my members will see. There actually is already a video out. I think it came out last week of me doing that layout for the back of it. And then there's just a few other pieces of these die cuts that I'm putting in different places. They are perfect. Right here, I had taken this photo with some more of the cement showing. We were just arranging all of our plants and repotting a bunch of stuff. And I had originally thought when I took the photo that I might add some journaling to where the cement is right there. Instead, I decided to stick this die cut, which will work perfect. You see my calendar there. In the month of June, on Fridays, I will be answering questions. One of the videos that I'm going to do will be dedicated to my calendar. The question I get the most about the calendar is, why do I do it, and what information do I put on it, and why? And so that is going to be an entire video that I will dedicate to explaining that. So I would like to have about 4 videos for the month of June. So every Friday I will answer a question. If you have other questions about my project life or my memory keeping or something I use in my memory keeping, and you would like me to answer that, you can leave questions in the comment section below under this video. And I will be happy to dedicate a video and explain my process for these things. And I would love to do that. So that will be coming in June. In May, all of my Friday videos are going to be stamping related and using stamps in your, or it might be in let's see, we're in April right now. Either way, like, I've done organizational videos this month on Fridays. Next month I will be doing stamping, and then the following month I will be doing the Q&A. So however that works out. I'm using these little stickers, just how I said, for the week that I did a weekly spread. I am just going to put the coordinating sticker on the day. Now, when I do weekly documenting, sometimes I will snap a photo every single day, and I will have it in my mind that I want to just take one photo each day. That's what I did for this week 13. So during week 13, each day I took one photo to kind of represent that day or to tell a story that I wanted to tell. Now, sometimes when I'm doing like a weekly you know, maybe I'll take 2 photos on Monday and I won't take a photo on Tuesday. Maybe I don't remember, there's nothing that I, you know, want to document. And so my Monday and Tuesday spot will be photos from Monday only. Hopefully that makes sense. So I'm very loose about it. I'm not trying to be very like specific about it. I just, for this week that I wanted to do the weekly documenting, I had just been wanting to do that for some time. And so I thought, well, I'm just going to do it. Like, it's not going to hurt to just try it or dive into it or do one spread that's weekly. I really am looking for ways to spruce up my memory keeping or my project life album, not because I think my album is boring, but just because I've been struggling with it, and whether that is the product that I was using or, you know, getting bored with monthly, whatever it is, I've just been wanting to do some different things. And I sometimes think that we, as like memory keepers or documenters, we don't do things because we're scared they're not going to be pretty, or they're not going to be as good as, or you know, nobody else is doing that. And I definitely have fallen into that trap where I'm like, well, this isn't going to be good enough, or nobody else is doing this and this isn't really how it's supposed to go. I am really trying to lean into, when I want to do something creative, when I have an idea for something, just going for it and doing it. And if it doesn't turn out, if it's not perfect, that's okay, because you have the next month to do another thing, or the next week to do another thing, or the next layout to do another thing. Every single layout that you have, every single thing you put together does not have to be perfect. And sometimes the most perfect thing that you end up doing comes from trying out different things. So here I am putting a couple more of those die cuts around. I am putting a couple of the strips just right directly on top of the page protector, so I'm not even sliding the photo out and doing that. And then for this is a flip out, so it's not a flip up, but it's a flip out. I was using a Design G page protector that has both horizontal and vertical photos, and I did a flip out. I cut up this card here, and I thought that would be a perfect space for journaling, but I needed a little bit more for that spot to fill it up, and this ended up being perfect. I was originally going to put it on the 4x6 card, but this ends up being perfect here. Again, the colors don't match absolutely perfectly, but they do match enough, right? It's enough. So again, another die cut here. You can see that some of my journaling I had already done for different things. You can see that watching journaling card doesn't really match any of the photos. It's not that, you know, there's a photo of Andrew sitting with his friend on the back of the tailgate. There's one of I think my husband is grilling. I think that's what he's doing. There's one of the kids hanging out, one of my car, one of me with a friend's little boy. And none of them really have anything to do with watching. But in that journaling card, I talked about things that I was watching during that month. So that spread on that side is a snapshot of all of the different things about our day. And then that is a 6x8 photo. So you might see as I turn the page, there really is, it's just a overview of all the things happening in our life. That's what project life is. It's an overview of your entire life, of all the different things that you're doing. And so you'll see there we had some weather, we had some really cool hail that happened, and a little storm that went through, and so there's a picture of that. And then I think one was one day, which was the hail, and then the next day it was super clear and the sky was beautiful, and so you see that photo down below. On this photo, the 6x8 photo of Kayla and Isaac, Isaac is the guy that Kayla is dating. right now, and there was this photo I snapped of them because he was carrying her from the side of the house where the trampoline is back into the house because she did not want to put shoes on, and I thought it was kind of funny and sort of ridiculous. So that kind of fun is going to fit perfect, and I'm going to do a little cluster of circles, which I often enjoy doing. I actually really like the way that this came out. I will cut this off, and then I just took a circle punch and punched out that card. I wanted to get high on there, and then I will take this one and add it. I will cut off part of it and put it up on the other part of the photo so you see that. So I really love circles. Circles is one of my favorite things to be able to use in my memory keeping. So I'm super glad to have got to do this. And then I just added that. I also used a lot of dimensionals. You see the backings of those. That is foam adhesive. That is from Stampin' Up. And I just have a ton of it on hand. I wanted to use up an entire sheet. I only used up like half a sheet with this, but I did use them in quite a few places, and that ended up working out. I don't think I will need anything else for this layout. I might do a little hand journaling right on the bottom of that photo if I need to, but I don't know that I will actually need to do that. And then all the little pieces, all the little backings, those get all over the place. And then the nice thing about using the quarterly kit die cut pack is I did that all through all of the layouts, and so it ties it together really nicely because all of the elements that I use to decorate all of the different pieces have the same feel and are the same color, and so it really works out. I did this one time on a couple of the photos just on top of the page protector. So that is how my month, the month of March, came out. All I have to do for March is I have to drop in a couple more photos from that week that I documented, and then do a little bit of journaling, and then my history, making history insert just needs a couple more things. And I just need to print those out. They just didn't get printed in my batch of printing that I did. But that it wraps up March. And like I said, that layout, that is a traditional layout on the back of the rainbow photo I already put together, and I shared that with my member community last week. You can always join my YouTube membership here. It's $4.99 for the lowest tier, and you can watch all the past content. So there's lots of content that I have for members. You can see that is the layout right there, and I have the process video that goes with that. And so if you join, you can watch the past content. I aim for 2 membership videos a week, and then I aim for 2 public videos a week as well. So just a few more things here that I'm showing you that ended up coming together. And then next week we'll be diving into April and setting up my April pockets, and I will be showing you the content that I will be using for the month of April. I already have it picked out and ready to go, and then you will see all of that next week. So we'll jump into April, and then I will get my April photos printed towards the end of April, beginning of March. So thank you so much for being here, checking this video out. I hope to catch you in my very next video, and I will talk to you guys later. Thank you so much for checking out my video. Here on the screen are 2 other videos that you can check out if you would like. If you're a member watching this video and you've missed any of the member videos, or you're new, you can go back and watch older member videos if you would like. Thank you so much for checking out my video, and I will catch you in my very next project.